So Jarrod Bowen with an absolutely brilliant finish to break Arsenal hearts there. Now the countdown begins to that game against Manchester City. Coach, very, very poor defending there for the goals that were conceded. First of all, that penalty, Partey making a mistake there, the ball eventually getting into the box, and then very bad penalty to concede.
Yeah, I think Partey was at fault for not being sensible in maintaining possession. I think what he should have done was to give the ball back to whoever gave it to him, but to try and then lift it and not lift it that high enough. He was at fault. But even that, I think the Magalhaes tackle was a bit too rash. He panicked.
That's been him all season.
If it was the other defender, Saliba, he wouldn't have dived into the tackle like he did. All said and done, Arsenal conceded 2-1, having been brilliant throughout until then. Now, it went into that second half. The next goal was so very important. Arsenal got a penalty very early in that half.
It was about
I think with the
51st or 52nd minute.
After like 6-7 minutes, they got a penalty. And then Saka, who's been so brilliant from the sport kit this season, blazed it. Now, once he missed it, that was where...
You think mentally their spirits dipped?
They just dipped. And that was where I was looking at the manager, Mikel Arteta. Immediately that penalty got missed, he should have gotten everybody to be ready. Because that was a perfect lift for West Ham to come out
get back into the game.
And then if you look at the manner in which West Ham scored that second goal, that was typical David Moyes' team. That is what they do. Long throw, Baloo back into your 8.
Yeah.
Where was the leadership? And again, Gabriel here should be clearly highlighted. You see, what I don't like is actually players who don't take up responsibility. If Saliba was around, Arsenal, in my view, wouldn't have considered that second goal.
I think they would have held on to the lead against Liverpool.
Exactly. And he would have more or less commanded everybody
to
be a bit more relaxed and a bit more composed. Having said that, they considered the goal with about 30-something minutes left to be played.
They created nothing.
And they created nothing. That was when I was like, whoa.
It took Odegaard out of the game, which
you don't substitute. No, no matter
I thought
how
that was
bad,
a strange decision.
No matter how bad Thomas Partey was today on that pitch, when you needed to go and chase the game, I wouldn't have substituted him.
I think also the yellow card, remember?
No, but you see,
he was maybe afraid that
he was on the card
because he was having a bad game, likely to be frustrated.
This is not too much of a bad game. Just call him. He's your main man.
Talking.
When he plays, the team plays. Call him and demand a bit more from him going forward. Call Saka. And even when you needed to do that tactical switch, I was surprised when he pulled out the Brazilian boy. Gabriel Jesus, and then
Odegaard.
I was like, asking myself, okay,
what's
there's
exactly
Trossard.
going on?
I would have gone two top. I would have gone typical 4-4-2 in Nketiah and the Brazilian boy, Gabriel Jesus, and more or less Saka after the penalty. After the penalty was completely non-existent because you could clearly see him when he missed the ball. When you do this as a defender, as a player, looking at what is at stake, that is emotionally very draining already. And he was gone. So maybe you give him the next 10, 15 minutes. If it's not showing signs of being his usual self, you pull him out. You throw in Trossard in there and get them to be a bit more dominating. Now you pull out Partey and you bring in Jorginho, who wouldn't up the tempo, who would just slow the tempo and go square. Go watch all his passes. None of them went vertical. They were all horizontal square passes, hoping that the right back or left back will go and then pull in the cross. West Ham will defend crosses all day. That's what they considered from the first goal because they thought it would have been
Zuma in the air today.
Yes,
everything that came,
he had them. So
I saw some leap. He leaped. I was thinking,
but Zuma is very athletic.
He's an athlete.
So Arteta himself should have realized he needed the intricate players, those players who see in between the channels.
You think Arteta lost Arsenal this game?
I think he contributed to some extent because having lost the 2-0 lead, what he should have done was to give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
Look, I would have put my last pesewa that in 30, 32, 33 minutes, they would have carved at least 2 or 3 chances for them to put away. But rather, they didn't.
Yeah.
And that was shocking to me for a team that wants to win the league. Or maybe because a similar thing had happened 7 days earlier, they would have told them, so come on, not again. But the moment they say not again, that is where, as a manager, you need to up. This is a very inexperienced team. I've always been saying this here. And I've always said that they should avoid this current situation because if they don't, City will pip them to the title because of how inexperienced they are. Let me just make my last point. They should acknowledge that they are in the lead. They are in the lead.
Still a 4-point lead. City still have a game in hand.
Still a 4-point lead. City will win that game in hand and it will be a 1-point lead. Of the 3 possible results, they can go to the Etihad
and take 2
and play for 2. They go there having one thing in mind. We shouldn't get beat. We shouldn't lose this. They can afford to draw. They can afford to win. So mentally, it is not up to the backroom staff to get the experienced players of this Arsenal team. When I say experienced, I'm referring to Xhaka. I'm referring to Thomas Partey because he's won the league in Spain with Atletico Madrid before. He understands this sort of competition. You look at your Odegaard, you look at your Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko. Because I listened to Jesus today, he said, look, it's not easy competing with those guys. I came from there, I know what they're capable of doing, but this is football. The moment he said this is football, I said, okay, so to some extent, he understands that there is a chance. So you have to acknowledge, but to all the Arsenal supporters watching the show, you guys have gone off social media. You should try and encourage your players. Don't go mute. Because acknowledge the fact that you are still in the lead. If you go there with 1 point and you leave there with 1 point, stay in the lead, you are in the lead. So don't just throw in the towel that they are behaving as if, oh man, we are going to get beat at the Etihad. We've blown it. How many games to go?
I think the psychological spectre of Man City, I think after seeing what they did to Liverpool year after year,
see what got down to Bayern Munich in midweek.
I think there's just this cycle. Because I understand as someone, I saw a Liverpool fan say, I've been in this place so many times before, and I know how this story is.
They are just breathing down your neck.
You have one game you on paper you should win. You just don't win it.
Draw. And you see, Arsenal didn't dream that they were going to pick up 2 points out of 6 in 7 days. That's what happened to them.
Drop 6, 2 out of 6, so they dropped 4.
And for me,
look, like I'm saying, Nketia, you cannot fix what has happened.
Just leave
in
it
football,
behind.
I listened to Jose. He said, I can't win the match I've lost. Or I cannot win the match I've just drawn. I can win the next match ahead of me.
So look ahead of
So look ahead and then get prepared.
I'll come back to you. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk more West Ham, Arsenal. We have the United Nottingham Forest game as well. And then we'll spread our wings to other leagues. And so stay with us here on Scorecard. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Let's just wrap up on that Arsenal-West Ham conversation. So your thoughts on, Arsenal, you've always believed that these are games they see through, but not this time.
When you watch the first 10 minutes of the game, you thought it was business as usual. 2 quick goals. They are cruising. Then I believe the penalty happened before the first goal they conceded was before halftime. So we went into half, we were doing the game on radio, and I said, look, it's good. They've played well in the first half of the first half. They've let things get out of hand that West Ham have a way back. But the next goal is key. If they don't get that next goal, the match is in danger. And that's the thing. Because leading 2-0 is fine. But when it becomes 2-1, the team has believed. The other team is thinking, okay, we can get back in this. There's a draw that we can get from this game. And when they got the penalty, I thought that was it. Because Saka has been perfect this season. So I thought that they would get that goal. And they will deflate West Ham because you score that goal, West Ham are deflated.
Exactly.
Because the chase they are chasing is they are back to square one. So I think themselves, what was the point? And when they missed, I think West Ham thought today is our day because the guy has not missed a penalty all season and he misses today. Today is our day, and they got their goal. So it's just they had enough to win their game. I don't think it was a situation where they were outplayed. You saw a team that was lucky to escape with a draw. No, this is not like the Liverpool game where they should have lost based on the second half they played, the totality of the game. This is a game they should have won. It will hurt, but like Coach said, it's still in their hands. I know it's difficult to hear because you are going to the Etihad. It's a very difficult game. We get it. We are not saying that they are going there and they should win. We're not going there and saying that anything less than 3-0 is poor. But we are saying that once it's in your hands,
go there and avoid defeat.
Go there and do your best. If you get a draw, you are in a good position. If you win, it's an even better position. Yeah. So for me, I don't think the title race is over. I think to say the title race is over is very premature. I think we'll know where we are in the title race after
and that
April
would be hugely disrespectful.
Manchester City perhaps might even drop a few points themselves.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. Exactly, there's no guarantee. I know they are picking up.
They are in 3 competitions.
Yep.
And that's part of the problem. Because they are in 3 competitions, there are certain weeks now they will have to play midweek, weekend. And if you think about it, they have a potential semi-final against Real Madrid.
Next week, in midweek, they'll play Bayern Munich. They'll play the FA Cup.
Then they'll come and play midweek.
Come and play midweek. League.
And we are assuming they'll get past Bayern Munich. So it looks like you're now playing a 2-legged tie versus Real Madrid. And you are thinking about the same stage last season. These guys took us out where we should have taken them out. It's a psychological, it's a big mental block they also have to overcome in the Champions League as well. So their focus is not 100% on the league. And I think that one result that they will slip up or they will draw, that they are a bit tired, they might have to rest Haaland. Haaland could even get injured. Let's hope he doesn't, because I want to see him score 40, 45 goals in the league. I'm not saying... There's so much that could happen. And I think playing in one competition, there's that focus. You have 1 week to prepare for your games. So when you do what you have to do on the weekend, next weekend you can spend the whole week getting ready, mentally preparing yourself to go again. As they always say, every game now is a final. You have to play like a final.
Every game is a final indeed. Let's